last week. All right, so on these adjectives, right here, so that people can see. I'm out of the way. Just like you make, I need my shoe. Just like you make, like your noun plural, and you have to make your lay, like it has to become lay to make it plural. You have to do that to your adjectives as well. So, the boy is le garçon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then to make it the boys, you have to make both things plural. So it becomes lay here.
Do you pronounce the S?
No. So lay and garçon. Garçon sounds the same no matter what. Just like you have to make those articles plural, you have to make your adjectives plural. So whatever it is that you're using to describe the boy or the girl or the friend or whoever it is, all of that has to be plural. So that's where this little part comes in. All right, we're not going to fill in like the English on all of them, because y'all can go back and do that later. All right, can y'all see that a little better? Ish. Make this a little smaller. I'm not used to doing it from this side. Let's see if I can do this without screwing up. Okay, we're gonna go with the brun through méchant first. They all work the same. Okay, so if your noun that you're describing is a masculine singular noun, like the boy, it's masculine and there's only one of them, then your adjective has to be masculine singular, and that form is because it's love is what's on your vocab sheet. Okay, so that's what's already on your paper. The same way you add an S to make your noun plural, you do that to your adjective as well. So if you got a masculine plural noun, I can't find my thing, what you do, so there's masculine singular, you add an S to make it plural. Okay?
So is that all we're putting in that space?
That's all you're putting in that space.
So we're not doing like the love and the lady?
No, because I'm going to show you that in just a second. Okay? What do you think you do to make that adjective feminine?
Add an E.
Add an E. So it changes from B-R-U-N to B-R-U-N-E. Okay? So, what do you think you do to B-R-U-N to make it feminine and plural? Add an E-S. Okay? So does that make sense so far? Yes? Alright, so let me show you how that works in real life. So we don't want to just say the boy or the boys. We want to say, what does brown mean? Brown referring to hair color, right?
Brown-haired.
Okay. So we want to say the brown-haired boy. Just one of them, okay? Make a note at the top of this side of this somewhere that says adjectives, go behind the noun. Okay? So instead of saying the brown-haired boy, in French you say the boy brown-haired. You put it at the end. So you've already got the boy here. All you add is the word for brown-haired. Okay? Make sense? Yes? So how do you change this, le garçon brun, the brown-haired boy, one of them? How do you make it say the brown-haired boys, more than one of them?
Add an S to the whole thing. You would have to do lay and then add an S to start something.
And an S here. Like that. Okay?
So everything has to have an S.
Everything has to agree. Yes. So write that, you can write that with this or out to the side something. Adjectives must agree with their noun. And you can put masculine, feminine, singular, plural, if you know what that means. You know, if it's a masculine noun, you have to have a masculine adjective. If it's a feminine noun, feminine adjective. Singular noun, plural noun. Everything all the way across has to agree. Okay? Alright, so let's do some other color coding. Blue, black, and red. Okay, we're going to do the blue, brunette, and black, girls, more than one, okay? So the first thing you have to do is what?
See if it's plural or singular.
Okay, so what is it? Is it singular or plural?
Plural.
Plural, so how do you say the?
Lay.
L-E-S, okay?
And then you put girls first, right?
Then you put girls, so it's gonna like flip-flop spots. So how do you say girls in French?
I don't know if that's it. I forgot.
Do your best.
Visa. VA. How is it?
Fia
Via.
with an S, right? You gotta put the S on there because it's gotta be plural, okay? Then brunette goes over here. So if you're talking about the brunette girls, the brown-haired girls, how do you spell brown here?
You have to have the E and the S at the end.
Yeah, so B-R-U-N, that's the masculine singular. So you can't just put what's on your vocab sheet. It has to agree. You have to add stuff. So yes, you add the E so that it is feminine, and then you add the S so that it's plural. Okay, make sense? This adding an E to make it feminine, adding an S to make it plural, goes for pretty much every single one of these. There's one minor exception, okay? So, on all of these, we're going to skip français right here for just a minute, and I'll show you why later. But go through, okay, so how do you make blond, blonde, masculine, plural?
Add an S.
Add an S, right? How do you make it feminine?
Add an E.
Add an E. How do you make it feminine, plural?
Add an E.
Add an E and an S. Okay, so go through all these and add your E's and your S's. I'll fill it out here, and I will put this video and like the answer sheet in Google Classroom if you need to go back and look at stuff. You can, or if you need packet stuff, if you need a copy after we get done, just let me know and I'll print you them off.
So they all work like this except for
This first section except for French. So all the way through méchant, stop at méchant, and leave French alone, because there's one little thing that's different. It's not that big of a deal, but I want to show it to you separately. And it's capitalizing American. Y'all remember that American?
I just spelled it correctly.
Yeah, it's easy to do. And I know I'm kind of cheating with my typing, but okay. So when you get done, let me know when we talk about French.
Keep forgetting to take the S off on the first, like,
Yeah.
second.
I know when I type it, sometimes I type it wrong and have to go back and fix it. So basically what you do is the second column you add an S, then you add an E, and then you add an ES. So an E to make it feminine, an S to make it plural. I'll get out of here.
And get you.
We got like 6 minutes. We talked about tests for a little longer. Alright, done? Done? Okay. So what do you notice about the way French is spelled in the masculine singular?
It has S in it.
It already has an S. So when you make it plural, you don't have to do anything for the masculine because it's already there. You just leave it alone because the S is already there. However, when you move to the feminine, you gotta add the E,
But
which
you-
means you add the ES because it no longer ends in an S, okay? So with French, the masculine, like singular and plural, is gonna be the same.
Does it always work like that if it ends in an S?
For this, what we're talking about right now, yes. Like, you're not gonna have this. That doesn't exist anytime, anywhere to make something plural, okay? You do have words that end in like a double S or something like that, but it's like a verb or something like that, okay? Alright, so for the most part, you understand this, yes? Okay. Look at the next section. And it splits, it goes to the like back of the page. Okay? What do you notice that all of these already end in?
E.
So guess what?
You leave them.
When you make them feminine, you don't have to do anything. Just like you didn't add an extra S, you're not going to add an extra E. So, and again, I'm going to cheat because I have a computer. All of these are exactly the same on the feminine column.
Cheater.
I know.
But for
What?
the masculine, we still add an S.
For the plural, you still add an S. So, that also means that the feminine plural is the exact same as the masculine plural. So, for these, timide, énergique, sympathique, hypocrite, sincère, égoïste, drôle, triste, désagréable, pauvre, riche, bête, adorable, aimable, that section, and if you look on your vocab sheet, those are the ones that have the 1 star. Okay, when y'all were asking about the stars, these are your 1 star vocab words. It's because you really only have a singular and a plural form because it already ends in an E. You don't ever have to add an E at all from timide to aimable because they already have one. Okay, make sense? So here, thank you, sir. Well, hotter and rainy. Alright, so again, on the plural for all of these, once you add the S to the masculine form, it's the exact same here and here. I can do Alright, so basically, and I'll do the same thing down here, I just haven't done it yet.
So it goes all the way back.
Yes, until it, like, there's a bar across it again. So, the masculine singular and the feminine singular are the same. And then the masculine plural and the feminine plural are the same for the 1 star vocab words. Alright, so for me, it's easier to have to copy and paste. But again, I will put this with the color coding into Google Classroom.
So what's the deal with 3 dots above your eye?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Alright, so what that is called a trema, and it makes you pronounce both vowel sounds. So where you have a go east, here's one vowel with the O. This I, without the accent mark, it would change to wa. The OI sounds wa, like moi, excusez-moi. So when you put the 2 dots over it, you pronounce both the O and the I. Ego eats it makes you take a break. That's what it does. Okay. Pause on those for just a second and look at the last 3, and then I'll let you finish filling those out because we're almost done. All of these, sympa, snold, and super, they never, ever, ever, ever add an E or ever, ever, ever add an S. They never change. So it doesn't matter if it it's masculine or singular or plural or feminine, none of that matters for these last three. They're the S's. Super, senpai, and snob. They're what you call, or what the French call, like, invariable. They never change. Like in math, the variable is something that can change. This is unchangeable. You don't add the E, you don't add the S to make anything feminine or masculine or any of that kind of stuff. It will always be what it is. There's only three of those that you have. There are other colors that do that, or other adjectives like colors. Some of the colors do that. Yes, so I'm gonna do these are like part of your notes. So what you're gonna do when I see you again on whatever day I see you on,
Friday.
yes, okay. I will give you like a worksheet to do where you actually have to say the smart girls, the dumb girls, the smart boy, the dumb boy, you know, all that kind of stuff. And you'll need this chart to be able to do that. And we'll do a couple more examples, like making sure you remember to put the action behind the noun and that kind of stuff for our PG. But your 9 weeks exam will have a lot of this, the brunette girls, where you actually have to write it out and make sure you add E's and S's, make sure you make blah, plural, and all that kind of stuff. And we'll, again, you've got a quiz on just the vocab matching it next week on Monday or Tuesday, you know, whatever day you're here. For y'all, it's Tuesday. And then we'll do more of this until it's test day. And I'll show you like, and I may even can tell you how many of each section will be on the test. But for your 9 weeks test, you'll have a section where you have to tell me is it masculine or feminine or singular or plural. Just making something masculine, plural, whatever, writing out stuff. And then after that, it will depend on if everybody's together or not as to what you do. Okay. All right, there's the bell. Y'all are done. David, if you want to finish that real fast, or if you'll
How
remember.
about